Very much, Chris, for bringing us all here together today, and thank you to all the cooks and the vendors for being here, and thank you to all the healers and helpers that are going to be sharing some knowledge with us today. I started my journey in traditional heart medicine in 2018. It has taught me one of the things that motivated, and it's to add to the tools that I already had. When I first came into the sharing circle with Chris, I felt like I was dragging my soul behind me. I was so disconnected from who I was that I couldn't feel grounded. I didn't feel connected to anybody around me. So when I went there, he taught us how to do smudging, he taught us how to do prayers, and also taught us fire ceremonies. We sat in a circle and we talked. We shared about things that are going on with us. I'm so grateful that Chris is going to bring all of these people together to branch out from his little apartment to not only BC-wide, Canada-wide, but worldwide. All of these teachers are going to be sharing their tools with us. Take advantage of it, because you are all important and you matter. I didn't realize I was important until I started going to these circles and getting down to the root of my being. And I can do me, and the reward, the level of acceptance that I have now without attachment to all of life, all of these things that I needed, is free. I love how one of the teachers shared that the journey is as important as the destination, and I've learned more in my journey, and when I think I got to my destination, all those things that I wanted, I realized I didn't need them. So I can go on and on and on. I went to a sharing circle for a year and a half, and I'm just so grateful for all of you coming here today to make your life, your well-being important. And the washrooms are just out the doors to the left. There's water, there's snacks over there. If you're hungry, there's a cafe just down to the right there. And he's going to introduce Buck himself and then Buck. And then after that, after Buck speaks, we're going to go into little breakout spaces. So you're actually going to lift up your chairs and go to breakout, and then we're going to come back after that. Okay?
Hello, everyone. My name is Billy Nelson. I'm the younger brother of Chris. I was hoping to point out my mom. I think she's wandering around somewhere here. Bonnie Nelson. My father is Brady Nelson. Thank you for sharing the story about the North Pacific Cannery. I'm a product of such. My mother is Gitxaala. My father is Ganhada. My grandparents came together faithfully at this cannery here and produced me. I'm going to share a quick story. I worked in Prince George for about 5 years, and the elders there told me a very stern rule when I'm speaking is to stand on one foot, because if I put the other foot down, then that means it's time. I got to stop talking. So if you see me leaning against, I'm cheating, but if I'm going to stand on one foot, that's where I'm at. So once again, to explain more about myself, I've been working in the high school and with youth in town here for the last 3-4 years. Before that, I was working in Prince George. The lessons that I've learned through Chris's wake, I would say, for me, he's a ship in the sea that I'm following. And everything that I am and who I am today, I'm extremely grateful for these opportunities. Pretty soon, my wife and my kids are going to show up, and they'll probably destroy the place because I got many of them. But that's my spirit. That's who I am as a person. I needed to become who I am today so that I can push the next generation forward. I was grateful enough to lead a drum group from Charles Hayes last week in a learning feast, and just seeing this next generation step up in ways that I thought I'd never see in my lifetime is been empowering in itself, and it keeps me driven every single day to be a better person, because I know there's people looking at me thinking I'm the guy that they want to, which I take very heavily. I owe a lot of respect to it, and I just hope I'm doing the work that I need to show everybody, you know, this is the way, right? Because I have many, many teachers, and they'll tell you I'm like the most reluctant student ever. If I was to describe the process for myself, it would be like I'm trying to learn how to drive standard. So I'm always stalling out, I'm always double clutching, you know, pulling over, getting frustrated. But through the guidance of the teachers and the people in front of me, get me back on track. They keep me going. They pick me up when I'm down. And one of the lessons that my grandpa taught me when I was just a little guy, he served in World War II. So like, I couldn't cry about nothing. So, you know, little kid, you know, scrape my shoulder. Can you stand up? Can you get your feet on the ground? Yeah, I can. Then you can keep marching forward. So those are one of the lessons that I've applied to myself with whatever I'm doing. And I've been grateful enough to be on this territory with the Tsimshian people as a non-Tsimshian person learning these lessons. And I'm forever grateful for everyone that has crossed paths with me, because without everybody's input, I've never been able to grow. I've never been able to push my boundaries and become who I want to be, envision myself, and then work towards that person. So thank you all for being here. It's a huge honor to me, and I really hope I do the best job that I can. And with no further ado, I'll be introducing our first keynote speaker, Buck Yeomans. If he's ready to go, Mr. Buck. Ready to go. Sounds good. So just to reiterate before we get started.
Eventually that I wasn't separate from people around me. I was actually more connected